Hello, it's Zach with a podcast named Tim, a father and son movie review podcast that also has YouTube content. We hope that you'll check us out for our audio podcast where we do a lot of movie reviews, but also subscribe and to the YouTube channel. We do Power Ranger reviews and hopefully going to be adding some more Star Wars content, starting with The Mandalorian Season 2. Like many of you, love not only Star Wars, but also The Mandalorian Season 1, which I think defined or redefined for a lot of people kind of what Star Wars could be. And obviously, the Star Wars is a fantastic universe that has had its ups and downs through the years, let's put it that way. And whether we're in an up or down right now, I guess would depend on what your thoughts are on a lot of different projects. I guess just to kind of give some of my background with my fandom, I've read just about every book there is for at least the canon Disney release. About two and a half more left where I'll be caught up, and I'm all the way through 2020 to the start of 2020 with the comics. So I've been trying to keep up with a lot of the Disney stuff. As far as the legacy, the Legend stuff, I've done a decent amount. Definitely need to catch up on some more Legend stuff, but I love Star Wars, and wanted to bring some Star Wars stuff to the channel. Again, starting with The Mandalorian, maybe doing some stuff when The High Republic drops, as far as the books and comics, but we're going to figure all that out, as we always do. Not sure what we're going to be doing for The Mandalorian, probably episode reviews. Don't know what those are going to look like, whether it's just going to be me and Dad, whoever, we'll figure it all out. But just wanted to talk, in part, just to get my own thoughts straight as far as Season 2 and what might be happening for the upcoming season, because obviously Season 1 was great, and we're excited for Season 2. I guess the big thing is some of this might contain some, I don't want to say spoilers, but there's been like stuff in the press about potential leaks. We're going to cover that. And so if you don't want any potential spoilers and you want to go in completely, bare into Season 2, then, I would not watch the rest of this video and go watch some of the other lovely content we have on the channel. So I guess the first big thing is to kind of recap where we were at the end of Season 1. The Mandalorian, of course, is now on a new venture. We now have a name, Din Djarin, and we've seen his face. And he's now on a new adventure to find the family, the people of, quote unquote, the child, Baby Yoda, this little guy. And, of course, the big debate, I guess, in the Star Wars community is, does that mean that he's going to find Yoda's race, which George Lucas and Star Wars, even after Lucas, have kept very secretive. I've never talked about their home planet or much about them on purpose. Or is he going to go find Jedi? And I think that that's probably the most likely case. I don't think they are ever going to showcase Yoda's species. First of all, they don't even have a name. That's how secretive it is. It's just Yoda's species. I don't think that they're ever going to showcase that planet and that species in the light like they do the Wookiees, or where you're visiting it in video games, comics, and books, and etc. So I think they're gonna keep that still in the box and behind the curtain. And so I think that Din Djarin is going to be searching for the Jedi, and specifically, as has been alluded to through some of the trailers that have been popping out, he's going to be looking for other Mandalorians that can assist him. Now that brings up who he might be meeting on his journey. There's not too many known Mandalorians that are available to us in the universe because of the Purge, obviously. Two of the most obvious ones would be either Bo-Katan, who of course is featured a lot in the Star Wars animated series, and Sabine Wren. And the question there is he going to meet them? And then the big one is Ahsoka, who of course is not a Mandalorian herself, but is very connected to the planet and the people. And you can clearly see that after the excellent end of the Clone Wars, the finale there. She's tied to that planet and those people directly. I think that he's going to be meeting Ahsoka. It's been hinted at too much. It's been reported too broadly for it to not be the case. And I would suspect that Sabine would be with her. Last time we saw them, if I remember correctly, they were searching for Ezra. And maybe, I don't think we're going to get Ezra, but that'd be pretty cool. They'd have to explain how he returned, and with that would open up that can of worms with where Thrawn is. But I think we are going to see Sabine, Ren, and Ahsoka, and the question there is, and part of that is, they'll have an understanding of Mandalore and of the Jedi, so there's a nice bridge there. And also, Sabine has an understanding of the Darksaber. I was talking to my wife before recording this video, and she's not a super Star Wars fan. She's not really a Star Wars fan at all, other than seeing the movies here and there. And so I asked her, I was like, "Well, what did you want to see after watching season 1? Like, what is it that you wanted to know that you didn't get to know?" And she said the background for Grief Karga, and she wanted to know more about the Darksaber, because I don't. If you're a huge Star Wars fan, you're probably like me when it showed up. I mean, went crazy. I was like, "Oh my God, it's the Darksaber," you know. And she was just like, "I don't know what that is. I don't know why I should care." And so, going with Sabine, who obviously has possessed it, and Ahsoka, they would have knowledge of that, and so we can kind of get some more lore. And I think they're going to give us more lore on the Darksaber this season. But that also opens up, of course, Bo-Katan potentially being in the series. I don't know if she's going to be in. It's been less hinted at than Ahsoka. And if there are rumors about, of course, an Ahsoka side series, her own live action series, and using this as a backdoor pilot to that. And I think she'll only be in a couple episodes max, but it'd be really cool. And of course, potentially, maybe, and we'll get into the next part, but there's Rex that could show up, because the gentleman who played him for Jango Fett, he's going to be in this show. If that's going to be Boba Fett, if that's going to be Rex, both. Who knows? But I don't think we're going to see Boba Fett. If we do, it'll be hinted at. And if we do see Boba Fett, I think it'll be like the end of the season cliffhanger, essentially. This year we got, Darksaber. This season, I think, is going to end on a more negative note. So maybe Boba Fett captures, the child. That'd be pretty cool, because then we'd have to get Mando versus Boba Fett in a little Mandalorian action. And I really do think that the child is going to be separated from Din at the end of the season, because that's the biggest thing that they have to latch on as a cliffhanger for the next season. But as far as Boba Fett being in it, I don't know. I don't think so. It'd be cool, but I hope they just hint at it, and at the very most, in the season with it. Cobb Vanth, if you don't know who he is, was in a couple of the books that came out, the Aftermath trilogy of books that were one of the first trilogy that came out once Disney bought the rights to Star Wars. He's in like a couple chapters, like one chapter in each book, and it's just like a random side story. He is on Tatooine. It's heavily implied that he is walking around in Boba Fett's armor, and he's kind of like a sheriff of a small town there on Tatooine. But maybe, so there's a couple thoughts. One, maybe Cobb Vanth is Boba Fett, and he's just going under by an alias. Maybe he's another clone. So I don't think they ever describe what he looks like, other than, like, again, heavily implying he's using Boba Fett's armor. But Cobb Vanth would be cool to see. He's a very, very minor character. That'd be a super deep cut to showcase someone like him in this show. I mean, the Darksaber, I never thought we'd see the Darksaber in a live action show. But that's higher up on the scale than Cobb Vanth. So I don't think we'll see him, but I think we'll get hinted at Boba Fett. A couple of the other big things are Elam, which is, of course, the planet that the Jedi went to back in the day. One of the main planets they went to train younglings, as far as them getting their lightsaber crystals, their kyber crystals. It looks like there's an ice planet. If he's searching for the Jedi, it makes sense for them to go there. And there are kind of hints. They never confirmed it officially, but it looks like that's where Starkiller Base ends up being. So basically, they took this, Jedi planet where all this kyber is, and converted it to the next version of the Death Star. And so that'd be something cool for him to go there and see that. Maybe get some cool Jedi connections. The last big thing I have on here is Sasha Banks, big WWE wrestling fan. So she is in this show. Good for her. And I hope she does well. We saw her in one of the trailers, kind of looking mysterious. And I'm going to guess she's probably a Jedi. She'll look like she's going to be a villain, but she's going to end up being a good guy. Go in the anime formula, you know, villain and then joins the team. But who knows? I think that this season's going to be great. I really do expect. My big thing is I think we're going to go through I think the big storyline now is going to be, like they said, looking for Mandalorians. He's going to see Sabine, I think. I think he's going to see Bo-Katan. Probably. Definitely Ahsoka. Maybe some hinting at Boba Fett. I think the cliffhanger for the season at the end is I'm going to the very end. I think the big cliffhanger is going to be we're going to see, because there's no Jedi around, so we can't really hint at them. I mean, Luke Skywalker ain't showing up, you know. So the big thing would be Boba Fett, who everyone thought was going to be there, taking the baby and ending the season with, you know, now we have to wait a whole nother season to go and for Din to find Boba Fett. Why he's taking it, who knows? He was connected to the Empire, obviously, and there are still remnants. I don't know what they're going to do with Moff Gideon. I'd like to see a lot more of him, but especially in Darksaber lore, because there are a lot of people who don't know what that is. But I think with Moff Gideon, we'll probably see a couple of, I don't want to say, he might even get a full episode where it's just kind of what the Empire in this sector, the remnants of the Empire in this sector are doing. And it'd be nice to get some more hints on why they were looking for the child specifically. But I don't think we'll get that until season 3, which is why I think we're going to end season 2 with the child being stolen. So that way when we get to like the opening of season 3, we can find out why they were after the child originally, and we can go from there. But that's pretty much it. Just kind of some random thoughts on where I think the series is going to go, and trying to get my head wrapped around it. We're going to be doing some kind of review probably of the episodes. Have no clue what that's going to look like. If it's going to be something like this, we're going to do the green screen, both of us, who knows. We're trying to do a variety of different things and just try everything out. Let us know, in the comments below what you thought of this video, what your expectations are for Mandalorian Season 2 as far as some of the main rumored characters you might meet. And do you have a big, bold prediction for the season, and specifically the season finale? I went out on a limb. Baby Yoda's getting taken. Well, if you have any, I'd love to hear them. So thank you so much for checking this video out. And again, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff that you do on YouTube. And we'll see you next time. We'll check out all our videos. I'm sure there's been cards going through here. See you next time. Goodbye.